When you look on social media and see everyone else having a good time, do you feel like they're having a better time than you? If your answer is yes, then this video is for you, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. The UK organisation Action for Happiness says that one of the biggest causes of misery in our lives is that in this internet age, we tend to compare our insides with everybody else's outsides. And I get that completely. For pretty much all of us, our social media profiles are built around showing our best side. We see people posting how wonderful their lives are, sharing photos of them out and about and having a good time, and they're accompanied with posts that declare how wonderful their lives are. But that doesn't show a balanced life, because what many people don't do is to share the boring and tedious parts of their life in order to balance out those good times. There is a reason for that. It's because people are winging it. They have the same problems and situations that you do. And what I think they're mainly doing isn't to brag about how wonderful they are, but to make themselves feel better about themselves. Because at the end of the day, we all think other people's lives are better than ours. Now, before I carry on, I'd be grateful if you could hit that button for me. And if you'd like to comment, feel free down below. I was looking back over my formative years recently, and I realised that I was so unsure of myself and so lacking in self-esteem. I've got a cousin who is 28 days older than me, and I can remember when I visited him as a teenager wishing I could be him. He was taller than me, better looking than me, he had more friends than me, he even had his first new car on his 18th birthday, and he seemed much more worldly than me. When I came back into the fairground fraternity for events and parties, I was amongst people who'd spent all their time together. They had friendships that I didn't because I wasn't there. Every time I came back, I felt like I had to start all over again. My low self-image made me feel that way. Each time I went out of my comfort zone, I was winging it. From the inside, I could see this popular boy so close in age to me and see all the things that I didn't have, not only materially, but personally. I was doing exactly what Action for Happiness was saying. I was looking at his outside from my inside. I didn't know how he felt from the inside, but I was comparing him to me unfairly. And the truth is, that's what we all do. We're bombarded with pictures of celebrities who seem to have everything, and we look at how far behind them we are. What we don't see is how many of them have lives that consist of mainly being followed about by photographers, living their lives in a goldfish bowl. Every little mistake they make gets amplified, and when it happens, it's plastered all over the newspapers by gossip columnists, and all for our entertainment. I'm pretty sure many of them are winging it too. After all, they've usually got a greater learning curve to manoeuvre than we have. Each of us has our own sets of problems that go along with where we are in life. I'm no psychologist, but even I can see that we're all doing the best we can with what we've got. I know personally that I've come through a few hardships, as we all have. I lost a business and everything I had, was nearly homeless with a wife and 2 small children, and had to start from scratch all over again. And after years of work and building a business again, I found myself drifting. And that resulted in my marriage ending and me leaving to start over again just as I was about to hit 50. It was my decision, it wasn't my wife's, it wasn't my kids. I brought pain and heartache to them all. But I didn't come away scot-free though. I carried a lot of guilt around with me for a long time. But it's what I had to do to find my way again. And it wasn't easy after 27 years of marriage. But it's what happened to me. However, during the last 13 years, I've found me again. At 63, I'm feeling better about me than I have at any other time in my life. Would I swap the hand that I was dealt with anyone else? Nah, not for 1 minute. Because it's in the struggles that I found out who I am. I learnt nothing when things were going well. Would you want to swap your life with me? I doubt it. The fact is that if I swapped my life with someone else who I thought was doing better in life than me, chances are, after a month, we'd both want to swap back when we discover what each other's lives are like. I haven't got it all worked out, but what I'm suggesting is this. None of us are cognizant of how to overcome what's going to happen to us next, because it hasn't happened yet. We'll make mistakes and we'll go along, and sometimes, often more by luck than by judgment, we'll find the solution. But I truly believe that at the end of the day, you, I, and all those people we see having a great time in social media and in the newspapers and magazines are all feeling the same way and going along that same road in life. I don't think any of us needs to compare ourselves with anyone else at the end of the day, because we're all just winging it. Now click up there and I'll tell you how you can turn your failures into stepping stones.